Hi, this is Cheryl here, and in this video we're going to be doing part 2 of the Dragon's Head stained glass panel. And what I did was I took this chain and I measured the circumference of the glass panel, put a piece of tape at the overlapping point, and I took my lead cane and I measured it out and I cut it the length that I needed, plus an inch. And I stretched it out by putting it in a vise and taking up pliers and tugging on the cane a little bit, which gives it a little bit of hardening and straightens it out. And now I'm going to put it on my glass piece. But first, what I need to do is get the lead cane to conform to the shape that I'm doing. So right now it's in a straight line and I need to get it to form into a circle shape so that I can work with it better. So right now I'm just really trying to bend it into the shape that I need. And I'll get it on the piece when I can work with it a little easier. I have a little plastic hammer. It's not very heavy, very lightweight, and it's really just to encourage the cane to sit on the glass panel, or the glass panel to go into the channel of the cane. And you'll notice that I left about 1/4 of an inch on the solder seams away from the edge, and that allows for space for the cane to sit on the glass panel. I'm also starting my cane at a seam so it's not as noticeable. And I'm doing the seam at the top. It just seems logical to me that I put the seam at the top and then put my hangers on either side to hang the piece. So you'll see here at one point on this side I have a spot where the solder is too far in and I needed to remove the solder. The plastic hammer, by the way, is very lightweight. The lead is very soft and you don't want to mar your lead piece up. And I'm just using the pins to help me keep it in place while I'm working. Now I'm going to remove a little bit of the solder because it's preventing my lead cane from going on the edge of the glass. So I took it off camera to actually tap that into place. And then we proceed with the rest of it. So I have flat cutters that are made for soft metals. Cutting at the overlap at the exact point where the K meets the K ends meet. And this is a U-channel cane, so you need to snip the edge first, and I snip each section of the cane. There's two sides and a middle, and you make nice straight cuts. And if you do it right, it should fit up just perfectly with the seam. So now I need to put some flux on my seam and solder it. Turn it over and do the other side. And notice I'm going into the I'm heating up the solder for the seam as well, and making sure that it's nice and smooth. So now what we need to do is solder each intersection, each seam into the lead cane. Making sure all of my solder lines are nice and smooth. Okay, so my solder work is done, and I need to put my 2 rings on that will hang the piece later on. And I'm using 2 spots where I have seams. You want to make sure that there's plenty of solder holding those loops on, because that's going to bear the weight of the piece. Alright, so now we're all done with the soldering. I've scrubbed my piece with Dawn detergent, and now I am putting on some black patina. And really all I'm doing is taking a paper towel, and I find it works best just to rub it on, and change your paper towel out when it gets really dirty, because the patina works best full strength. And because my pieces are kind of on the dark side, I didn't want a black patina, but yet I didn't want the stark, in your face silver either. So what I did was, after I black patinaed this, I took it to the sink, cleaned it really well, and then I took my sponge, cleaned it really well with soap and water, and then, you know, you need to get into all the little nooks and crannies. As I'm showing all the little edges, you need to make sure everything's good and clean, because any residue of flux or anything like that will tarnish your glass and give you like a dirty look to your glass. You don't want that. So you really want to make sure it's good and clean. So what I did was I took the scrubby part side of the sponge, and I just scrubbed some of the black patina off, and it gives me this antique look, and tones down the silver, because I wanted some contrast of the solder to the glass work, because my glass was dark and I wanted my pattern to show better. So after that's all done and you've really cleaned it well, and dried it, you want to use a good carnauba wax, and go over the entire piece, get in all the nooks and crannies, the glass, the solder, everywhere. You want to make sure you cover it good with the wax, and then buff it to a shine. Then your piece is all done. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. You can share it with your friends. I'd appreciate that. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, so that you can find me and see my future videos. I'm always doing something different and new. So now I'm buffing off all the paste wax and trying to get it all the little nooks and crannies, all the little edges, everywhere. And this also makes your glass shine very, very nicely too. So my dragon head design was done in Glass High 2000. It's a software that I have, and I'm an affiliate with the company that makes it. And if you're interested to get a 30-day free trial, I have some information in the description below, and you can get a 30-day free trial to try it out and use their patterns and learn the program. And if you should decide to buy it, please use my code to acknowledge that I referred you, and I will get a small commission for that, and I would appreciate that if you were to buy it. But definitely try out your free subscription, because it's worth it. You get some patterns and you get a resizer tool for free. So thanks for watching, and don't miss my next video. And I appreciate your support. Thanks very much.